numbers. And we have Sonia Shenoy joining us with those details. Sonia, it's over to you.
Well, thanks a lot for that. So just to look at the numbers, right, the EBITDA that has come in for Bajaj Auto at this point, the net profit is 1936 crores. The CNBC TV18 poll is 1870 crores, so much higher than what the street was estimating at 1936 crores for Bajaj Auto. That is the net profit number that we have. If you look at the EBITDA number as well, 2307 crores is the EBITDA. Now, this compares to 2200 crores in terms of an EBITDA number for Bajaj Auto. And this as well is a beat on the margin front for Bajaj Auto. Remember, the numbers this time around were expected to look very, very strong because there's a lot of recovery that has taken place in the two-wheeler space. Specifically for Bajaj Auto, it's a 25% growth that we have seen in their overall volumes, and that is reflecting in their operating leverage as well. So the net profits at 1936 crores versus a poll of 1870 crores, and the EBITDA number as well at 2307 crores. The revenues have come in at 11,485 crores, which is a poll compared to a poll of 11,118 crores. So the revenue as well for Bajaj Auto is slightly higher than what the street was estimating. So on all fronts, on all parameters, the top line, the EBITDA and the bottom line, the numbers are better than what the street was estimating. There's a dividend of 80 rupees a share that the company has announced as well. So that is another positive. And on the margin front too, the numbers are higher than estimated. Let's get Abhishek Gaushinde into the conversation. He's joining us now. Okay, in a bit, we'll get to him. The important part to remember for Bajaj Auto is this. One, that the stock has rallied significantly. The stock has more than doubled in the last 12 months. And the valuations as well now are at the premium end. Prakash Diwan is joining in. Prakash, these are looking like a very good set of numbers. EBITDA growth of 34%, profits higher than what the street was estimating, and the margins have come in at 20.1%, higher than what they did last year and higher than the analyst poll as well. Despite the rally that we've already seen in the stock, would you expect more upsides?
Hello.
Prakash, is my voice reaching you?
Yeah, I can now hear you.
Okay,
yeah,
so the numbers are above what the street was estimating. Very strong margins at 20%, and the EBITDA growth is also in excess of 30%. Your thoughts, and despite the rally that we've seen in the stock, would you expect more upsides?
So, I think probably pricing quite a bit of this performance which we are seeing now coming into the numbers, and this has been more of a continuation from what we saw the last couple of quarters. My sense is, we have to wait for some newer triggers, and particularly in terms of this on the EV side, the numbers are some sort of in terms of the product mix.
Prakash, I think there's some issue with your audio, so I'll just come back to you in a bit, right? I take your point entirely that a lot of the up move in Bajaj Auto has already come through perhaps in the last 1 year. So maybe a lot of the good news in the price. But these 20% margins are, a multi-quarter high that Bajaj Auto is sitting on for two reasons. One, of course, the product mix has improved because the exports have improved quite a bit. The three-wheeler market for them has seen a good improvement on a sequential basis as well. And the domestic market is firing on all cylinders. So it's pretty much a blue sky scenario for Bajaj Auto that we're seeing. No complaints at all with the numbers. They are better than the street estimates on almost all parameters. And coming on the back of a low base, these numbers are looking pretty good. In fact, a lot of brokerages recently had upgraded or raised their target price on Bajaj Auto as well on the back of a strong volume outlook, a strong export improvement, and the three-wheeler market improvement as well. So Goldman Sachs recently raised their target price on the stock as well. Abhishek Gaushinde is joining in. He's the Deputy Vice President of the Research Division at Sharekhan. Abhishek, thanks for joining in. Good numbers coming through from Bajaj Auto. But how are you feeling about the stock after the kind of rally that we've seen? Do you expect more upsides?
For on this result, broadly, I can say that margins are almost in line with our estimates, and the profitability is slightly higher than estimates. And the performance, as you rightly said, is driven by the product mix, especially on the three-wheeler mix and the export mix. So that thing was largely expected. But I think that this kind of a numbers of performance was largely expected from Bajaj Auto. On this performance only per se, what I can say that reaction would be neutral. But broadly, we have to see that what kind of a guidance or a commentary would come out from the management, the reaction would be dependent on that more than that of the numbers. But numbers are broadly what I can say is in line with the estimates only.
Okay, numbers are broadly in line with the estimates. Got it. But you know, these 20% margins, right? I was just going through the last 5 quarters numbers. Of course, in Q3, they had 20.1% as well. So quarter on quarter, the margins are stable. But if you look at the preceding 5 quarters, the margins have been anywhere between 16% to 19%. So this is, of course, 20% margins are much better than what they've done in the preceding 5-6 quarters. Do you think this is something they can build on to, Abhishek? And your thoughts on the stock price as well here on?
See, a 20% margin is a benchmark margin for Bajaj Auto. Over the period, it has been sustaining this kind of a margin. 1% here or there is just accepted from the Bajaj Auto. And the street has already been built up a 20% kind of a margin for next 2 years. So margin is what I can say. Even for this quarter, my margin expectation was also only 20%. So that has been what I can say is in line. And for last 2-3 quarters, it has been reporting an over 2,000 crore kind of EBITDA. So I suppose that has been also in line. So broader, what I can say, the direction which I'm getting from this number is for on street numbers perspective is in line. And going forward, the management's commentary, especially on the export side, this distribution network expansion for Chetak and this Triumph would drive the overall stock price movement from here.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, thanks for joining in, Abhishek. Just to wind down, you know, Bajaj Auto's numbers much better than what the street was estimating. It's a margin beat, it's a top line beat as well, and very strong performance on the bottom line, largely because of a strong operating leverage, better product mix. The export markets have recovered, but more details awaited from the management. Back to you guys. All right.
Well, a good set of numbers there from Bajaj Auto, but Infosys has also released its numbers for the 4th quarter. Rima Tendulkar is here with the details. Rima, can you decode those numbers for us? How is Infosys looking?
Well, it's